Good morning. How are you doing? Thanks for tuning in. Welcome back. If you're new here, I'm Sladey and I'm fat and I'm trying to get thin and I live on Vancouver Island. I've been doing this fitness journey now for 4 weeks and it's going really well, and I've taken my measurements this morning, my weight especially, and I've taken some photographs of my progress. So be prepared, you're going to see me in my underpants, which most people might think is a bit weird, but that's the way I roll. Warts and all. I mean, if you zoom in, you might see a couple, but you'd have to really zoom in, and you probably don't want to do that. So yeah, I'm just showing it how it is. My journey's just been pretty bare bones. Been doing a lot of walking and hiking, if there's a difference. Gentle walking around the block. Been on a few big hikes. Couple up to 9 kilometers almost, which was really good. That's the one I did midweek on Wednesday, I believe, so you should go and check out that video. It's a really good hike I did with my friend Amanda, and I'm actually still feeling the effects of that. It was quite intense for someone at the start of their journey, or just a few weeks in. So that one was really good. I'm definitely going to do that one again. But my legs are still feeling it, my back's still feeling it a little bit. So yeah, I've been helping my friend move house, just doing gentle stuff, but you know, just being there to help, and been mowing the garden and trimming some bushes back and stuff. Not got any footage of that because you don't really want to see that, I'm sure. I'm not that kind of channel, but I've been doing a few things. I haven't really been on any of the walks apart from that one on Wednesday, and it's, you know what, this week it didn't really matter. I've been really good with my food. I didn't track everything like I've been tracking. I started off doing that in the week and it kind of went out the window by about Tuesday. So I actually kind of gave up on the tracking this week. I know it's not really a good thing to do, but it worked out okay. I pretty much was eating the same thing, so I knew the measurements I was having, and I knew things weren't going to affect me too bad. I still made good choices, which is the main thing, you know, it's just consistency. It was all, you know, relatively healthy food. I didn't have any beers at all until the England match, which we'll get onto. So no alcohol whatsoever for a few weeks now, actually. No burgers or anything, didn't have any pizzas. It was all just pretty healthy food. I've cut right back on my bread, like I've not had any bread whatsoever. I mean, I've had wraps, but I'm not classing that as bread. Sliced bread, which I used to have, you know, maybe 3 or 4 slices a day, every day, sometimes more. That's just gone completely out of my diet. Sugar in tea, my sugar was basically down to just the end of a teaspoon. And now I've got this stevia, you know, substitute, I guess. So it's a little bit healthier for sure, so we're using that, and even, you know, we're just using minimal amounts in our tea as well, so that's really helped. So I'm really impressed with this week. I have lost weight, so you can check out now if you look at the scales. I was actually pleasantly surprised. You know, that's a good chunk of weight again. It's been very consistent weight loss. Doing this kind of thing does help, you know. If you're in this position now, you can just think, well, what can I do to change it? Cutting out alcohol is huge. Cutting out processed foods is huge. Consistently walking, although not this week, consistently walking from the start of my journey. Just simple walks around the block, hiking on the trails, all that kind of stuff. It's really helped kickstart. You know, I am pretty fat, so I think losing that excessive weight is probably the easy part, you know, if you stick to the plan. And then you'll get to a point where it's harder and harder to kind of shift that and turn it into lean muscle, which I'm probably going to have to call upon my friend Lee for that at some point. But for now, this is what I'm doing. I still haven't been back in the gym, but it is on my to-do list, you know, sign up with the gym again, even just to, you know, mix it up and get on the exercise bike if my lower back can take it, maybe the rowing machine, but certainly just to walk on the treadmills, maybe build up to jogging. But if not building up to jogging, you know, I've got the cross trainer, which is a similar kind of motion, so I think I'd be able to do that. Get back in the pool. I've always had issues with my ears. There's probably a lot of people out there who have the same kind of thing. You know, you need little tubes in your ears to drain fluid out. So I've really had that since birth, and even into adulthood I still have them put in maybe once a year. Otherwise they go all gunky and I kind of go deaf. So it's not fun, you know, when you go deaf. And then for a few weeks, if you have the tubes in, it's, you know, you're effectively deaf, and then you're talking to people and they're like, why can't you hear me? Yesterday you could, I know. And you're on the waiting list for a few weeks sometimes for these procedures. So I'm kind of avoiding the pool at the moment because I think that does affect it. So I just need to find myself some decent earplugs. If you've got any recommendations, please, you know, drop it in the comments there. I really do miss my swimming. You know, I was a lifeguard for 20 years. I used to swim probably every day. Training was always, you know, good. I hope to get back to that if I'm, you know, fit enough and my ears I can keep protected, because as soon as I start getting those wet, that's when I get those issues again. So I have to be careful of that. Anyway, so I'm not going to show the food this week because I didn't record it. So tell me off in the comments if you want, but honestly, I stuck to my game plan as much as I could, same as the week before and the week before that. So I don't think it's really affected me. I was surprised at how much I lost again this week. So before we get to that, I just wanted to give you a quick rundown on what I did do this week, which is more just family stuff, like I said earlier. So on Monday, I went to Crazy Golf with Harrison, took him to Parksville. There's a really nice, well, there's two actually that I can think of. There's two nice Crazy Golfs out there. And there's two courses on one of them that we went to. So we did the pirate themed one, which I think is our favorite. So it's 18 holes. So I'm not going to show you all that, but just a couple of clips there you can have a look at. We did pretty well. We don't usually keep score because it's just kind of a bit of fun between me and him. So yeah. Boy. On Tuesday, we went to Science World. So I did take, it was going to be like a separate video, but it's kind of like a family day, so I didn't think many people would be overly interested in all the details. So what I did do is I took some videos on the ferry, because that's the ferry that I work on. So there's a couple of clips there. You can skip through them if you're not interested, but there's just a couple of clips there, me talking about the ferry, the trip over, and then there's literally like one or two pictures. Good morning, everyone. Well, welcome to my ferry. We're just travelling to Vancouver today, and this is, as it happens, the ferry that I work on. It's my boat. It's not my watch today, so I do recognise a few people, but no one that I work with directly week in, week out. So yeah. It's a beautiful run. We've only just left really, so we're still quite close to shore. This is Gabriola Island here, and that's Entrance Island behind us with the little lighthouse on. So that's one of our markers when we're coming in. We call Entrance Island, and then the lookouts need to come to the bridge, and everybody knows where we are, and it's time to prepare. So I just thought I'd have a little walk around, do a couple of laps of the deck. Been thinking about doing some cycling and stuff, so probably going to dig the old bike out. It's in the garage somewhere. I've not ridden for a few years, so Lord knows what state the bike's in, to be honest. I need to look at seeing if I can get an attachment for the camera And then I would only have one, I think. Maybe if I could afford a second one, I might get one, but probably not for a while. So I might just have to get like a cheap plastic camera attachment and just decide whether to have it facing me or facing forward. I think forward would be the better. Might not be pretty looking at me cycling for the first time in a few years. It could be funny, it could be hilarious, it could be atrocious, and I'll do a test run, shall I? And I'll film a bit of both. So maybe I'll do a couple of the trails that we've already seen. My watch is telling me, have I finished my workout? Cheeky bugger. I'm walking, aren't I? Okay, I figured it out. Because I'm on a moving ship and it's GPS, it thinks I've already done 2 kilometers. So there's that. So I think we're going to disregard. We'll just disregard it today. I thought, oh, you know, it's all proof that I'm doing stuff. I'll just set my little watch going. It's not going to work. People in the comments is laughing at me now. Of course it's GPS. How do you think it works? Well, I thought it was tracking my steps. Apparently it thinks I've done about 5 million already, which is not believable, you know. West Vancouver over there. Sunshine Coast. So that up there behind me is the bridge, with all the glass there, and they've got the shades down, the sun visors. So if we were lookout, that's where we'd be right now. We'd do an hour up there and then we switch. And then when we come into the ferry terminal Vancouver side, the quartermaster goes on the wheel and steers in. All my World Cup people, you may have seen this on the telly for Vancouver. Turned Science World into a giant football. Wednesday I did the big hike, so be sure to check out that video that I posted on Wednesday. Thursday I had my pain clinic appointment, the long awaited pain clinic appointment that I've been waiting over a year for. I thought it was this kind of, you know, sanctuary, last bastion of hope. I'm not going to bore you with it, but it was probably the worst appointment I've ever had in my 48 years. yeah, I'm not going to say anymore because I don't want to badmouth people, but it was not good. Friday, I helped my friend move house. Well, not move house. I helped him load his U-Haul truck before he moves house. So that was good. I definitely got some steps in, and I was lifting and carrying, you know, things that weren't too heavy. So that was good. That counts, I think, for my exercise. Saturday, I had a day off, and Sunday was the England match. So yes, we did win. Most people thought we wouldn't. I was a bit nervous. Mexico kind of ran circles around us for most of the game, but not with any great skill. You know, they weren't. I think we were the better team. You know, you can think what you want. So I think they deserve to go far in the competition, but obviously I'm an England supporter, so I was screaming. My voice was breaking. I had a voice crack, which is really weird. And I had a few beers. I had 4 beers. And I don't mind, because it was totally worth it. So that brings us to today, Monday. How much did I lose? Guesses? Okay, this is what I lost. And I'm really, really happy. Considering the week I've had, I think it's a brilliant amount. I didn't really track my food. I didn't do any extra activity other than my hike, my one hike. Yeah, I did a little bit here and there, helping friends out or whatever, but it was just a fun, you know, family week. And I did eat as healthily as I could, I guess. I just didn't track it. So yeah, if you stayed all the way through this video to find that out, then I appreciate it. You're a true fan. If you skip forward, that's fine too, I understand. I have a few new subs, so I'd like to welcome you in. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for taking the time out of your day to watch the video, to watch the update. And if you want to go back and watch some other videos to see where I started, then I encourage it, because it's been a fun journey. You can see where I started weight-wise. I think it was 274. And now we're down to 262.3, which is amazing in 4 weeks. And it'll only get better as long as I stay consistent, stay accountable. You guys are welcome to join. I love it, and I hope you enjoy the content. And as always, if you like the video, like the video.